Senators Isaac Mwaura, Millicent Omanga, Mary Senator, Naomi Wako, Victor Prengay and Falhada Deko filed a complaint against the ruling party over the expulsion in two separate suits. The tribunal has now taken over the steering wheel, setting the case for mention on the 16th and 17th of February and directing that the resolution by Jubilee Party be set aside to allow the affected members get a hearing in court.
The law, as currently stated, requires that you must first try and resolve the dispute within the party. If they have exhausted those processes within the party, then they are free to come to the political parties dispute tribunal if they are still dissatisfied. Normally we'll listen to the matter and make a determination. Determination is made by a bench of 3 members. Now once we make a determination, if the person is dissatisfied with the outcome of the tribunal's finding, then they are free to move to the High Court, and from the High Court to the Court of Appeal.
If there'll be an order that continues to sustain them in that position, or stays or stops in any way, or injuncts the decision that was taken by the political party, then it follows therefore that the effect of that decision will not be implemented, and therefore the person continues to stay in the position, hold the position, enjoy the trappings of power of that position, and of course continue to discharge responsibilities that is attendant to that position.
Yesterday, Jubilee Secretary General Raphael Tuju said the 6 appeared before the committee in 2020 and earlier this year on disciplinary violations as per the party's constitution.
Now, there are disciplinary policies as set out within the constitution of the party, but prescribed in the Political Parties Act, that all political appointees must adhere to the party. If it is therefore concluded through the party disciplinary processes and hierarchy of the party that the person has been discordant of the calling of the party, whatever political events or callings there, then the person may be suspended from the party or the membership may be discontinued.
The IBC is the custodian of the party lists, which are used to allocate slots for the nominated seats in Parliament as well as county assemblies. And while it is not easy for a party to replace an elected leader when they lose their seat, the Elections Act make it easy for nominated legislators to be replaced. Section 37(1) of the Elections Act allows IBC to reallocate a seat belonging to an expelled member of Parliament or county assembly to the next person of the same gender on the party list. If there are no more candidates on the list, Section 37(2) allows the party to nominate another candidate within 21 days of the declaration of the vacancy. Zainab Ismail, NTV.
To another form of suspension, supporters of the Building Bridges initiative are optimistic the temporary court orders stopping the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission from subjecting the BBI constitutional amendment bill to a referendum will not derail their goal to hold a referendum in June this year. Vincent Oduor has spoken to a former IEBC commissioner, Yusuf Mzibo, who was among the commissioners who oversaw the 2010 referendum on what it takes to hold a referendum.
With the BBI constitutional amendment bill before the county assemblies, the BBI proponents need at least 24 county assemblies to pass the bill for it to proceed to both houses of parliament. If both houses okay the bill, it will pave the way for a referendum, pending the outcome of the cases against the BBI in court. If both houses okay the bill, it will pave way for a referendum, pending the outcome of the cases against the BBI in court. Former IEBC Commissioner Yusuf Mzibo says there is need to have a conducive environment that will give birth to a successful referendum.
Unfortunately, Kenya does not have a referendum law, which is a major weakness. That would have made very clear in terms of rules, regulations, mode of behavior, how campaigns are to be done. The resources must be available. Remember, in any elections, almost 3/4 of the staff are temporary staff. And Kenyans don't believe in the principle of volunteerism, of volunteering their services. This is the time to reap.
Nzibo says the commission that currently has only 3 commissioners should, if need be, fully constituted on time to avoid past mistakes.
Don't appoint commissioners and then 6 months down the road you expect them to hold elections. It takes a year or 2 years to train for commissioners to be seasoned. And basically, what is a referendum? A referendum is just an election. But this time around, it's over issues as opposed to candidates.
The 2010 referendum that birthed the 2010 constitution was quite different.
During our time, initially there were only two groups, yes and no. But within the no, there were also divisions. So we had to register several groups. But we sat with them throughout in terms of trying to reduce the tensions and try to educate the wananchi on the issues of referendum. So IEBC is the one that is mandated in terms of coming up with the referendum question or questions. But this also has to be in harmony with the political players. The role also of the registrar of political parties is important because the players, should they be religious groups, should they be political parties, should they be individuals, and how many can they be registered?
The country spent 10 billion shillings in conducting the 2010 referendum. IEBC says the 2021 referendum will cost the country 14 billion shillings. But does the answer lie in a constitutional change?
But that dream is not created overnight or by legislation. It is a culture that has to pass from one generation to another. For example, like democratic values, issues of campaigning. And that's why I'm saying we need to think carefully. Can we afford a referendum and a general elections?
The court directed that it will consider the 7 cases against BBI and hear them on March 17th, 18th and 19th this year. Vincent Odur, NTV.
They asked for it and they got it. What am I talking about? The demands of members of the county assemblies, MCAs, to have a car grant have been met after the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, SRC, approved their new transport facilitation benefit. Less than 2 weeks ago, the MCAs made their burning desire for a car grant clear to President Uhuru Kenyatta at the Sagana Resort. In turn, the head of state promised the MCAs that their wish would be his command. The SRC has now approved the grant, indicated that the conversion of the current car loan facility to a car grant be undertaken within the available car loan facility funds of 4.5 billion shillings and must not affect the expenditure ceiling as provided by the Commission on Revenue Allocation. MCAs had argued that their roles at the ward level are equal to their counterparts at the National Assembly who have a car grant facility, and therefore they ought to be extended the same benefit. And the SRC has since written to the Council of Governors to effect this particular change, confirming it. More politics, and Deputy President William Ruto has urged residents of Kiambu and the Mount Kenya region at large, basically, to not to categorize the president as a leader of Mount Kenya, as he is a national figure and leader. Speaking during a burial ceremony in Kiambu County, DP Ruto took issue with critics who have accused him of disrespecting the president, describing himself as a person with a great degree of love for President Uhuru Kenyatta. There was some drama as the president's speech had been given to Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya to read, and he went on to do it against the expectation that he would give the DP the speech to read owing to protocol.
Mimi nawauliza kwa unyenyekevu, Rais ni wenu kwa kuzaliwa, lakini ni wetu sisi wote kama Kenya. Ni kiongozi wetu sisi zote. Ni kama mimi siwezi kuwa sasa ati mimi ni kiongozi ya watu ya Rift Valley. Mimi ni naibu wa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Na hivyo ndivyo tunataka Kenya iweze kwenda mbele.
Sasa Mheshimiwa Munya, tuheshimu mama. Ukikuja hata kama umetumwa na rais ambao tunampenda, ukipata makamu wa rais yako hapo, tufuate protocol. Hiyo message ya president unapatia deputy president anasoma.
Na heshima si utumwa. Heshima si utumwa. Ndio. Kiheshimiana utaheshimiwa. With a lot of respect to everybody here, President yeye ndiye alinituma nije nisome hotuba yako, si ndio? Na ako na haki ya kuchagua yule anataka kutuma. Hakuna ubaya hapo, isifanywe kama ni siasa na ujeuri mwingi. President yako na haki ya kuchagua yule anataka kuja apeane hotuba yake.
Meanwhile, ODM leader Raila Odinga has warned Deputy President William Ruto to stop referring to him as Mganga, translated as witch doctor, adding that it's high time all leaders ensure they unite Kenyans in whatever they say or do. Speaking in Homa Bay County during the ordination of Bishop-elect Michael Odiwa as the new Bishop of Homa Bay, Raila appreciated the role churches have played in preaching unity among leaders, adding that this contributed to his handshake with President Uhuru Kenyatta. The function also attracted Devolution CS Eugene Wamalwa, Homa Bay Governor Cyprian Awiti, Senator Moses Kajwang, and Woman Rep Gladys Wanga, MPs Peter Kaluma, Lillian Gogo, Martin Owino, Tom Odege, and Paul Abur.
And I'm a Christian. And those who prefer to refer to me as mtu wa vitendawili, ati mtu wa mganga, and all those sort of things. Waganga ni watu ambao wanatibu watu. But I don't mind being called a mganga, but I want it to be known that I am truly a Christian person. And we believe that the church has got a very important role. The church has played a very critical role at a very difficult times in the history of this country. They have stood for the right. And that's why we like to see church on our side as our partner. Tungependa tutembee pamoja na kanisa.
On to health concerns on the pandemic. Kenya is on high alert over emerging new coronavirus variants. The Ministry of Health has warned county governments, especially those with major point of entries, to be on guard and continue scaling up COVID-19 measures to prevent the spread of the global variants within the country. The communique comes a day after an unspecified number of British soldiers based in Nanyuki tested positive for COVID-19.
Since mid-December 2020, Kenya has been recording a decline in the positivity rate of COVID-19 cases of below 5%. But the Ministry of Health has warned against Kenyans lowering their guard following the emergence of new variants reported globally, responsible for the spike in cases in a number of countries. In a letter to all directors and county chief officers for health, the acting Director General for Health, Dr. Patrick Amoth, stated the need to bolster COVID-19 surveillance, especially in counties with points of entry and international borders. He's urged hospital management teams and healthcare workers in both private and public facilities to be on high alert due to the new COVID-19 variants. The Minister of Health, however, remained mum on the type of strain identified in the British soldiers who tested positive for COVID-19 upon their arrival into Kenya from the UK. The cases have led to the lockdown of the British Army Training Unit based in Nanyuki. Scientists believe the new strain reported in the UK will be responsible for 10 times more infections in America, for instance, according to the research. In Africa, 2 different variants of the coronavirus have so far been identified in South Africa, raising concerns over rapid spread and the efficacy of vaccines. Researchers are currently working to update vaccines, and vaccine developers in Britain have informally said the results offered some hope that vaccines could prevent deaths from the variant. Eunice Omolo, NTV.
Meanwhile, experts from the World Health Organization who have been investigating the origin of the coronavirus in Wuhan, China, have today dispelled the theory that the disease was leaked from a lab. This is as the global COVID-19 infections reach 107 million, with over 2.3 million lives lost and 79 million people declared recovered so far. Let's get to the situation report in Kenya now. 3 patients have succumbed to COVID-19, making the cumulative fatality number to 1,789. From the latest round of testing on 3,348 samples, 104 people were found to be positive. That raises the number of COVID-19 infections to over 102,000. The COVID-19 recoveries have risen by 69 to 84,542. And we wish quick recovery to the 368 patients who are currently admitted in various health facilities, with the 1,315 who are in home-based isolation and care, as well as the 37 patients who are in intensive care units. Now, even though the number of COVID-19 infections have been on the decline since mid-December, as has been noted in Eunice's piece, going by the Ministry of Health stats shared on a daily basis, the police are warning Kenyans of harsh consequences for flouting COVID-19 preventive protocols. In a statement, the Inspector General of Police, Hilary Mutyambai, says authorities have noticed holding of unauthorized public gatherings in violation of the social distance rule, curfew violations, as well as flouting restrictions in PSV sector and not wearing of face masks. Further to this, the IG of Police says conveners of public gatherings must get clearance from the Officer Commanding Station, or OCS, in curfew hours between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. must be observed. Bars and restaurant operators, as well as public service vehicle operators, have been directed to observe total compliance. I wonder where the IG of Police should start with his crackdown. I don't know. Let's take a break. I'll be back shortly.
Oya ni aje, mino jonte fresh. Jumio transform go ordinary za mtush. Zenye ziuka mna hii harufu ya bail into the freshest igi koshi yote. Siri ni hii real mpya ya pink. So clean, so fresh. Ma customer unaisana na hii store. Ninatumia aerial touch of down ya mpya tu.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Parenting is all about learning when to be tough and when to be gentle. Tough, gentle. But when it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Tough call. Panadol Baby and Infant. Tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Welcome to our new office. Wonderful sight. Just imagine 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where the parking is, and then the warehouse front door here, the reception here, and the fridges here. The lorry's entrance there, and their exit there. One way only. What is it?
So where is the building?
Fast, stress-free construction. Get your factory-made buildings in 10 weeks with SAFBuild. Order yours now. SAFBuild, a quality building solution from MRM.
Trust Dettol to clean, protect, and keep you refreshed every day. I still can't believe how quickly you've grown. Dettol, tested effective against COVID-19.
For a better tomorrow, don't forget to do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate every night.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Like every mother, I'm worried about dangerous insects, especially mosquitoes, which spread diseases like malaria to my loved ones. This year, I'm not afraid. I'm using Mortein Doom. Mortein Doom All Insect Killer provides protection in seconds. Not even a single mosquito is spared, because even one mosquito bite can cause malaria. Mortein Doom provides protection in seconds.
If you had a fight with Miguel, it's your problem, okay? I have nothing to do with it. Okay, Miguel, the only thing I want is to help you, but you keep insisting on involving Luciana in everything.
Erica, I don't know why you're reacting this way. Why are you so angry?
I told you! If you said something, your friend and Juan would be in trouble. And you didn't listen to me!
A lot of cane.
Gift your loved one a plot of value-added land at the Garden of Joy and get an instant 14K cash voucher for a 500K plus deposit. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
Welcome back to NTV Tonight. Leaders from the North have asked law enforcement agencies in the country to conduct their investigations in a transparent manner without prejudice. The leaders, who had escorted Isiolo woman representative Rehema Jaldesa to the NCIC, claim that the government has chosen to take action on some leaders while leaving out others who are using their positions to incite violence. Leila Mohammed has more.
A rather calm Rehema Jaldesa chatted to her entourage as the group waited to be ushered into the NCIC offices. The Isiolo woman representative received summons on engaging in matters that bordered on incitement of communities against each other in the north. But soon, their chatter turned into irritation with the way in which they say they were received, forcing the group to storm out while expressing concern over how the state is investigating allegations of incitement.
We expect NCIC to work for all Kenya with fairness and openness. There's no selective justice in this country. There are people out there who make very disparaging comments and statements that incite communities against each other. But we find that none of them have been summoned.
Meanwhile, the Marsabit County administration has distanced itself from allegations that it could be involved in funding violence among the people it was tasked to secure.
My officers, I am advising them to make sure that they interact very closely with the residents in terms of maintaining and nurturing Nyumba Kumi initiatives.
A key suspect who was being sought by police, the Uran Ward MCA Ali Halkano Konso, is currently under ATPU custody in Nairobi, having joined 4 other suspects who were flown to the capital Sunday. Recently, Interior CS Fred Matiang'i announced that the government would begin disarmament exercise in Marsabit and neighboring counties. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
The former Nairobi governor, Mike Mbuvi Sonko, is set to spend the night at the Nairobi hospital following a court order by Chief Magistrate Diana Muchache at the Kahawa Law Courts after he was taken ill. He is still in custody. However, the court was set to give its ruling as to whether Sonko would be detained following authorities petitioning the court to detain him for 30 days on anti-terror charges pending investigations. But that decision will have to wait until he is treated and the doctors advise otherwise. This comes as Sonko was earlier released by a Kiambu Law Court on a 300,000 shilling bond with surety of a similar amount.
It has been a long day for former Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko as he was escorted from one court to another following his 2 set hearings, often appearing bold and confident, accompanied by an entourage and decked in flashy jewelry. The former legislator today appeared frail. He was escorted into the Kiambu Law Court by anti-terror police unit officers, plain-clothed officers and a nurse. Seated next to him in the dock, she monitored his blood levels, ensuring they were up to par, which, according to his lawyers, was one of the reasons he needed to visit a doctor. It is reported that Sonko had developed a stomach upset, among other ailments, the previous night and was rushed to the Nairobi hospital where he underwent medical examination. Despite his condition, just before noon, he was before Chief Magistrate Stella Atambo for his bail hearing. The former governor was released on a cash bond of 300,000 shillings on the account of assault and land fraud. As the court said, the prosecution lacked enough evidence to block him from getting a bail application. Sonko was then whisked to Kahawa Low Court, where he was presented before Chief Magistrate Diana Moshache for anti-terror charges. She was to ascertain whether he would be detained for 30 days by authorities. Sonko is set to spend the night at the Nairobi hospital following a court order due to his deteriorating condition. Chief Magistrate Mochache informed his lawyers to present a comprehensive medical report from his doctors tomorrow at 10 a.m. The custodial application by the prosecution to detain him for 30 days over his link to terrorism will be heard when he is discharged from the hospital. Helen Aura, NTV.
Still from the courts today, a man who chopped off his wife's hands and left her for dead has today been sentenced to 30 years in prison. Stephen Ndenge was sentenced by Machakos court for chopping off his wife's Jacqueline Mwende's hands over domestic spat.
Serve imprisonment of 30 years. You have 14 days right of appeal.
A tearful moment for Jacqueline Mwende and a damning sentence for Stephen Ngila Ndenge. The Machakos courtroom packed with curious onlookers. A senior resident magistrate, Brenda Barto, ruled in Mwende's favor 4 years after the gruesome attack. In 2016, Stephen Ndenge allegedly attacked his wife Mwende, chopping off her arms in a fit of rage over what Mwende claims was his frustrations that she could not conceive. Years later, Mwende says the ramifications of such an attack still live on with her, but that she's grateful for all those who have helped her along the way.
Hata huyo mtu ana utu. Alifanya wazazi wangu wangonjeke. Sasa mimi siwezi jifanyia chochote, ni kusaidiwa. Hata nishinda, kwangu nishinda, hata saa hii hata sijui nifanye nini. Nishinda, maisha yangu ilibadilika. Although nilipewa mikono, hata nashukuru watu wenzi walinipeleka Korea, nikapata mikono. Na washukuru sana. Na ilifika mahali kakuja ikakwama, haizi function. Na hata saa zingine hizo mikono zinaumanga, niko na pain sana.
4 years after the incident and a lifetime to go, Mwende continues to adjust to her new normal, most times still needing help to get dressed, use the bathroom, amongst other activities. Anita Nkonge, NTV.
I'm sure you need a break at this point. Let's handle business after a short while.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
How are you?
Fine.
What are you doing here?
Candace,
what's that?
I brought you a small bonus.
Bonus for what?
Daddy said you helped us get a house, a car, and Mommy's business.
But I only helped them get the loans.
You did more than that. You got us 299 family dinners, 64 kisses on the cheek, 12 road trips to see Grandma, 42 jokes from Daddy, 49 laughs from Mommy.
In over 60 years of dealing with numbers, we've learned that the numbers that matter the most to you are the ones that matter the most to us. NCBA Bank. Go for it.
Ukiambiwa 1 plus 2, 10 marks. Huwezi andika 3.
Hebu fanya ujinga, uvae jeans, t-shirt na kofia. Uingie kwa gari, makanga akuitishe fare, umwambie nitakupea tukishuka. Unasikianga? Dondoa moja dere.
Let GMC Place Kitengela be your choice to bloom in love. With a few slots available, call us today on 0701 560 560.
Here we are, living in the moment. And here we are, dreaming in the open. Now look around, isn't this a new day? Make a move, doing things a new way. A new way. 'Cause this is our world, and this is our time. These are our plans, we're gonna let them shine. This is our place in the human race, and we won't stop dreaming. No, we won't stop dreaming.
Build your tomorrow today. Tononoka Group, at the core of every construction.
All the days and the nights, reading for them and to them. You don't stop, and neither do we. Help build a strong foundation for your growing child with Nestle Nunkid. Nestle Nunkid 4. Our best for you.
You have
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Good evening. It's time for business. Let's get down to just that. The Council of Governors remains tight-lipped on its position regarding the proposed allocation to counties for the financial year between July 2021 and June 2022, even as it indicates that it has arrived at consensus with the National Treasury. On January 20th, the Commission on Revenue Allocation proposed an allocation of 316.5 billion shillings in equitable share to the devolved units for the next financial year, a position that would mean no increase for the second consecutive financial year. The Council and the National Treasury are expected to present their views before the Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council on Wednesday.
We've also engaged on the Division of Revenue bill, which we had the honor to present to a subcommittee of Cabinet this morning. Later on, we also had engagement with the Council of Governors through the chair. We've narrowed all the differences. We have now agreed on a position. CRA was also involved.
For the first time in quite a number of years, we are going to IBEC with one view. I think what that means is that we should expect the Division of Revenue to be concluded in a very timely fashion.
The government has returned to the domestic market looking to raise an additional 18 billion shillings through reopening two bonds, one issued in 2015 and another in 2020. Investors now have the next 8 days to take up the latest debt issuance by the government, whose period for sale closes on February 17th, that is this year, 2021. The government is offering investors 11.8% return for the 2015 paper, while the 2020 paper is offering 12.6% return per annum. This comes even as the Institute of Economic Affairs warns that the state is not doing enough to tap into long-term debt, exposing the country to debt refinancing risk.
Strategy is this, that the government of Kenya will move debt from shorter term to longer term debt. It's not moving that way fast enough. So what that means is that we are not solving the debt distress problem where you have to, use bonds. I mean, rather use bills, treasury bills, to pay other treasury bills. Yeah. So basically, you're swapping one kind of paper for the other.
Savings and credit cooperatives, or SACCOs, have been put on notice over what the government terms as poor credit risk profiling, which leaves the industry vulnerable to high levels of bad debt. Speaking while placing the spotlight on the 26 billion shillings pile of bad debt in the deposit-taking SACCO movement, Cooperative CS Peter Munya says that part of the reforms being pursued seek to protect borrowers' assets from seizure by lenders who failed to adequately price risk.
The cooperative movement has so far weathered the storm of the COVID-19 pandemic, with key parameters still pointing north at the end of the recently concluded year. Total assets in the industry grew by 12% to 622 billion shillings in 2020 from 556 billion shillings the previous year. Gross loans to members improved by 11.5% during the same period, while members' deposits appreciated by 12%. This is, however, not to say that all lenders in the movement have been acting ethically.
We've seen a lot of reckless lending in this sector where SACCO just keeps giving money without bothering on the ability of the people borrowing, their ability to pay. And we are saying, moving forward, it will not be the borrowers alone being penalized, because that has been the tendency. It is also going to be the lender.
The cooperative movement intertwines with the agriculture sector, with many farmers' cooperative societies interacting with SACCOs to provide the financial boost required to make progressive investments.
Taifa SACCO, for example, give money to a coffee society and at 60 million. They are not involved in diamond trade, they are involved in coffee. Then, because the money can't be repaid, you start now saying you want to sell their assets. Which asset you want to sell? A coffee factory. These farmers, who are members of this society, have no idea where that money has gone. They don't even know. You go deeper, you find that it is just the management there in the society that knows where the money went. You go down there, you don't find the money. You ask members, they don't know.
The Cabinet Secretary is pledging to address the challenges of governance facing the cooperative movement.
Remember, the lender is also not their money. This money also belongs to members. So some of these are conduits. Conduits packaged in a nice way that we must deal with moving forward.
The SACCO Societies Regulatory Authority, SASRA, currently oversees about 170 deposit-taking SACCOs in the country and is seeking to rope in another 3,600 non-deposit-taking SACCOs. Alex Mwangi, NTV.
It seems some of these conversations keep going in circles. Now let's take a look at what you can expect on your Business Daily newspaper tomorrow, and it will be on your screen right now. They're revealing the 10 billion state bailout of Kenya Airways. That's a 10 billion shilling bailout of Kenya Airways by the government. Then the bill that ups deposit refund in failed banks to 1 million shillings. And there's a lot more on the Business Daily that you can expect tomorrow, including cyber attacks, issues to do with cyber attacks, especially being the World Safety Internet Day. And so this and many other stories on business news you can expect on the Business Daily. Business, myself, both done. Good night.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
From your first day at school to you captaining your soccer team, no matter how old you are, you'll always be my baby. That's why I trust Dettol to clean, protect, and keep you refreshed every day. I still can't believe how quickly you've grown. Dettol, tested effective against COVID-19.
Do your gums hurt?
Yeah. Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile? All that in one toothpaste? Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums. Ah, Colgate Herbal. Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
With the Stay Soft refill, saving money is as easy as snip, pour, mix with water, and shake. Stay Soft refill. It's 2 liters of Stay Soft for up to 30% less.
The Ministry of Health would like to remind all Kenyans that coronavirus is still among us and that we must continue to adhere to all preventative measures to contain the spread of this deadly disease, including proper wearing of face masks.
Avoid wearing your mask under your nose, under your chin, because this doesn't protect you. The droplets can still land in the environment and things can still land on your nose and mouth.
Komesha Corona, okoa maisha.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Thank you for staying with us. The concerns about the unrest in schools has shot to a new level. A 17-year-old student at King David Kamama High School in Embu was found in possession of a bullet while in school. He is among the numerous students who have been arrested in the county over arson and unrest. At the said school, the student and his colleague were arrested as the other boy was found trying to torch a dormitory barely 3 weeks after the first one was set ablaze. This arrest comes as 24 girls from St. Catherine Dagaya Girls High School and a member of staff were arrested as they were planning to burn the school. Further, a boy suspected to have set a dorm ablaze at Kegonge Boys High School is also linked to the plan to burn the girls' school.
Bawabu moja akitembea ndani ya shule alipata kuona moshi katika dormitory. Akaenda kuona nini inaendelea. Kufika hapo akaona mwanafunzi mmoja akikimbia. Lakini kwa bahati nzuri alipoingia ndani akakuta alikuwa ameweka makaratasi chini ya kitanda na amewakisha moto, lakini aliweza kumfahamu. Na alienda akakujulisha mwalimu mkuu, wote wakaitwa kwa parading ground aweze kuidentify huyo mtoto. Na alienda akamuonyesha akasema ni huyu. Katika hii harakati ya wanafunzi kufanyiwa search nani anaweza kuwa na kibiriti ama kitu kingine, mmoja wao akapatikana na risasi kwa mfuko. Na yeye pia ameshikwa na mwenzake ule walikuwa wanashirikiana na yeye. Risasi ni ya 7.62 mm ambayo inaweza tumika na bunduki ya AK.
To concerns that should really be at the focus of schools now. Since the first education system in Kenya, the 7423 system, changes made to the curriculum have come a long way. It can be argued, with children now engaging in more practical assignments to satisfy their educational requirements. As a CBC report was launched at the KICC today, the new curriculum promises to be less restrictive on children's creativity, but there is still a need to train more teachers on the curriculum, as just 150,000 out of hundreds of thousands have been trained. Gina Kirori reports.
Makofi as the report is launched.
It is out with the old and in with the new as the competency-based curriculum firmly plants itself in the place of its predecessor, the 1985 844 system.
We do not want our children to be bound to systems of learning that have rigid histories and predetermined ends.
We have already trained 150,000 teachers. And we are on track to training others. And the new diploma courses that will start specifically for CBC will be rolled out in May of this year, Your Excellency.
At the launch of the CBC Task Force report today, education stakeholders, such as the Kenya National Association for Parents, say they are in full support of the suggestions in the report.
The task force has recommended that transition from primary grade 6 to junior secondary grade 7 shall not be based on one of national summative examination. The recommendation is on policy and strategy, where we embrace best practices in the world of implementing continuous assessment that will help capture every learner's achievement continually throughout their educational career.
The Ministry of Education is also expected to provide friendly infrastructure for children with special needs and disability and fast-track the transition from primary to secondary school for these learners. Since the formation of the committee in 2016, the Kenya National Union of Teachers has opposed the curriculum over fears that it would diminish the role of teachers. A section of parents too had said that the curriculum bore cost implications, but there may be more changes in store.
I have, on this 9th day of February 2021, set my hand and presidential seal and established a new State Department for the implementation of curriculum reforms vested in the Ministry of Education.
With the first CBC cohort from basic to university education set to occur in 2029, the focus will now be on the fidelity of its implementation in schools across the country. Despite resistance from a number of education stakeholders on the competency-based curriculum, the Ministry of Education argues that the time is ripe for curriculum review, as the country has struggled for far too long on focus on content rather than competency. Gena Kirori, NTV.
Gena's report brings us to another break. Sports is up next.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
Maji mdosi wangu ametupa simu yangu ndani ya maji.
Mdosi wako kwa sawa? Venye Nkirota ameniambia ajui na akimpigia simu ashiki. Hey! Guy! What the?
For the women who deserve more, Moped is now in Kenya and more than 40 countries. With its nylon-free surface, new Moped has unique softness and up to 100% protection. Your skin will love it.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
That is just for me. It really feels very comfy.
Molfix pants with anatomic fit technology. New Molfix pants, an invention from babies for babies.
You should also try Molfix.
New Tuzo Yogurt Cup. Size yako, bei yako.
From
kabisa.
I even gifted you a magnificent house. Rosa, it's the thought that counts. Please help me.
When it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Panadol Baby and Infant, tough on fever, gentle on your child.
If you had a fight with Miguel, it's your problem, okay? I have nothing to do with it. Okay, Miguel, the only thing I want is to help you, but you keep insisting on involving Luciana in everything.
Erica, I don't know why you're reacting this way. Why are you so angry?
I told you! If you said something, your friend and Juan would be in trouble. And you didn't listen to me!
Gift your loved one a plot of value-added land at the Garden of Joy and get an instant 14K cash voucher for a 500K plus deposit. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
New Year comes with New Year deals. Renew your corporate subscription and get a bonus. Subscribe to Nation e-paper for 3 months and get 1 week absolutely free. 6 months and get 2 weeks absolutely free. 1 year and get 3 weeks absolutely free. To sign up, visit epaper.nationmedia.com or email subscription@ke.nationmedia.com. Offer valid till 28th February 2021.
Time for sports. Snow might be a bit of unfamiliar concept to Equatorial Kenya, but 22-year-old Sabrina Simader is currently representing the country at the World Ski Championships in Italy. Sabrina is the only Kenyan at the championship with over 600 athletes participating. 2 other African countries, Ghana and Morocco, are also represented. The 22-year-old's race in the women's Super G, initially scheduled for Tuesday, was postponed due to a fog delay. The African snow leopard, as she is called, most recently competed at the Slovenia Super G Championships in 2019 and took first place at the International African World Championships in the same year. She also competed in the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea. The World Ski Championships are scheduled for 7th through to 21st of Feb. Belgium Patrick Auzims has been appointed as a new AFC Leopards head coach. He takes over from Anthony Kimani, who was holding the position on an interim basis. He joins Ingwe after a stint at Tanzania's Simba SC, where he guided them to the league title in 2018-2019, as well as the quarterfinals of the CAF Champions League. The 55-year-old, who holds a UEFA Pro license, has coached teams across Europe and Africa for the last 30 years. Auzims will make his debut at the dugout in a domestic cup match against Taita Taveta All-Stars in Wundanyi. The last time that AFC Leopards won the league title was in 1998. Kariobangi Sharks look to bounce back from defeat in the Football Kenya Federation Premier League when they take on Mathare United on Wednesday. Kariobangi lost 1-0 to Bandari in the last round and are currently placed 5th with 18 points from 11 matches played. Mathare United have only played 8 games in the top flight season so far and are currently on the red zone with 8 points. In the day's other match, Sofapaka host bottom-placed Zoo Kericho. A Luis Suarez double wasn't enough to earn victory for La Liga leaders Atletico Madrid as they were held to a 2-2 draw by Celta Vigo. Santa Mina headed the visitors into the lead before Suarez tucked in an equalizer just before the break. The Uruguay forward then put Atletico ahead in the second half. That looked set to give Atletico a 17th league win of the season before a Celta equalizer in the 89th minute. The draw means Atletico, who have lost only one league game this season, are 8 points clear of second place Barcelona with a game in hand. Suarez, who left Barcelona for Atletico last summer, is the top scorer in La Liga with 16 goals. Third place Real Madrid have a chance to close the gap when they host Getafe tonight. And let's shoot some hoops before we go. LeBron James scored 28 points in a stellar display to help the Los Angeles Lakers to a 119-112 overtime win against the Oklahoma City Thunder. James also served up 14 rebounds and 12 assists as his team earned a 5th straight win to leave them second in the Western Conference Only Utah Jazz sit above the Lakers in the Western Conference. In select results, Giannis produced 30 points and 9 rebounds as the Milwaukee Bucks, the only other team on a 5-game winning streak, won 125-112 at the Denver Nuggets, leaving them second in the Eastern Conference.
Straight.
And that's that for NTV Tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you to David Agundo and the rest of the team that made this possible. Have yourself a good night and stay safe.
Presenting the new Harpic Bathroom Cleaner. Compared to ordinary detergents, its thick formulation gives you superior cleaning and kills 99.9% of germs and viruses all around the bathroom. Blue
For the toilet.
and red
For the bathroom.
Yangu akili amechanganya changanya, amechanganya, hakuna tena siri, amechanganya, moyo ameugawanya, ya kumbe alipita kunusa, penzi amenipangusa, ngalia.
To get Subira by Ibra featuring Skill Bill, dial *812*799#. Skiza na Nation.
Karibuni sana Lotto. This is the money hour. Jina langu ni Beverly Nita. Kumbuka unachezea jackpot ya 25 million Kenya shillings.
Jina langu ni Mike Makori. Hapa kukukumbusha 25 million Kenya shillings could be yours if you match your 6 lucky numbers to enter the mega jackpot draw.
All you have to do is play any amount from 50 shillings to 1,000 Kenya shillings, known as a jishindia, yani ile juu jackpot ya 25 million Kenya shillings.
Kumbuka pia thousands of other cash prizes are up for grabs in the second chance lucky draw. Kucheza ni rahisi.
All you have to do is weke between 50 bob to 1,000 Kenya shillings, pay bill number 77700, alafu tunakuambia
kila laheri.
How many ways can you enjoy your Jameson? Well, with a taste so smooth, every pour is perfect for chilling, chatting, and connecting, and taking time out to toast life's little pleasures. So grab a glass and make room for others, because good taste doesn't have a time or place. Why? Smooth taste. That's why. Don't drink and drive. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Excessive consumption of alcohol is harmful to your health.
Heaviness and a burning inside. It could be heartburn.
Indigestion and heartburn? Eno gets to work in 6 seconds and works on the 6 symptoms of heartburn so you can keep living life non-stop. Eno, fight heartburn and indigestion fast.
Parenting is all about learning when to be tough and when to be gentle. Tough, gentle. But when it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Tough call. Panadol Baby and Infant. Tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Una vile wanashindwa kukata. Inanitosha, inanitosha, inanitosha Kenya. Inanitosha, inanitosha, inanitosha Kenya. Inanitosha Kenya. Inanitosha.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust to provide effective relief and is gentle on the stomach. Try Panadol Advance for relief from headaches, body aches, and fever. With Panadol's Optizorb formula, the tablet gently breaks down in the stomach, quickly absorbs, and starts providing pain relief in 15 minutes. For fast and effective pain relief that you can trust, try Panadol Advance. This has been Medifax for Panadol.
This week on Lit 360.
$ means money and AP and power. So in total is the money and power.
Perfect. No more cons. I'm an icon, living, rolling like a boss.
No episode of Lit 360 is complete without the top 5 segment. And this week we are all about throwbacks. We're taking you back to the jams that you loved and you will never forget.
So
Brooklyn boys and you're watching
Lit 360.
tunatoka Nairobi mzima East Bus mpaka CBD Ndombo gimevisha drill 254 tunachafua scene Sindo the trend NTV
Lit 360 in association with Smirnoff.
If you had a fight with Miguel, it's your problem, okay? I have nothing to do with it. Okay, Miguel, the only thing I want is to help you, but you keep insisting on involving Luciana in everything.
Erica, I don't know why you're reacting this way. Why are you so angry?
I told you! If you said something, your friend and Juan would be in trouble. And you didn't listen to me!
Gift your loved one a plot of value-added land at the Garden of Joy and get an instant 14K cash voucher for a 500K plus deposit. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
This week on Lit 360.
$sign means money and AP and power. So in total is the money and power.
Perfect. No more the cons. I'm an icon, living, rolling like a boss.
No episode of Lit 360 is complete without the top 5 segment. And this week we are all about throwbacks. We're taking you back to the jams that you loved and you will never forget.
Brooklyn boys and you're watching
Lit 360.
tunatoka Nairobi mzima East Bus mpaka CBD Ndombo gimevisha drill 254 tunachafua scene Sindo the trend NTV
Lit 360 in association with Chukua Selfie.
Kuchukua selfie ni kuchukua control ya future yako. Buy an Quick or Insti HIV test kit from your local pharmacy or through MyDawa. Hurry and get yours today at 150 Kenya shillings for a limited period of time. To talk to someone on how to use the test kits or interpret the test results and what to do next, call 1190. Amua kujua. Chukua selfie.
NTV